In today's lesson, we did an infographic and then we started doing a newspaper quotation. Okay, so the newspaper quotation is already on my courses, my videos that I've done. So I'm going to do a video now for the infographic, which was what we did at the start of the lesson. So I'm going to disappear from your screen and we're going to go into a spreadsheet. And here is my spreadsheet, and what I want to do is, so here I had the cars, and let's say 45% of the vehicles were cars, and then obviously one would be 100%. So I'm just going to turn that into percentages, and there you go, 45% of all the vehicles were cars. I'm going to highlight all of those, and then what I did was, or what we did, was insert a column or bar chart, and then I've chosen this 2D bar chart. Okay, what I've did then is click into the chart and do a right click, and I want to select the data, and I switched it over so that it comes into legend rather than horizontal. Okay, and now these two bars came next to each other, but we wanted them on top of each other. So if I double click, I get the secondary, I get the series option, the format data point, and the series overlap I want to be 100%, and now they're both on top of each other. Unfortunately, the 45% has gone missing, we can't see it. So if I right click again and go back to the select data, I can just click that down arrow, move it down, and now we can see the 45% and the 100%. This goes up to 120, we don't want that. So if we click on the actual bar and onto the axis options here, and I can turn that, the bounds, the maximum is going to be 1, which is the same as 100%. And now it's all full screen. It's the full bar. And if I click on this plus and get rid of the axis, I can get rid of the chart titles, and I can get rid of the grid lines. It's still floating in a box, I don't want that. So I'm going to go to Format, and then I'm going to put Shape Fill, No Fill, and Shape Outline, No Outline, and now it's just floating there. Okay, what we wanted to do was just turn this into a nice little curve boxes, because it just looks a bit bland and sterile, just square like that. So I'm going to insert a shape, and I'm just going to choose a rectangle. I'm going to draw that rectangle, and it's got that border. I don't want the border, so the shape outline, I'm just going to put no outline, and now it's just a blue box. I'm going to copy that, Control C, and I'm going to click onto the first half and click Control V, which is paste. And there you go, we've got it, and it's matched, and it's nice and round. What I want to do is change the colour now for this one. I'm going to choose a grey. So go back to the shape format, or you could do it from here. You're going to choose a grey. Yeah, that one's fine. And copy that, Control C. Click on my chart again and do a Control V. And that was my little chart, all the colours and rounded edges. We can get rid of that box now. Then what I want to do is put the text saying what the percentage is here. So I'll go to Insert, and I click on Text Box, and I draw a text box, and then I have to go up to here to write the equals, and then the 45%. click enter, and there it is. And I changed the size. I'll change it to 18, that'll be fine. I changed the font, because why not? I can then move it up here, and still got this box. It's in the actual text box, so I'll go to the shape format. I can do what I did before and make the no fill and no outline, and I want to change the writing to white, so I'll just do that simply by going to here and choosing white, and there you go. Maybe I want it more towards the edge. Excellent. So I've got that done now. I needed to get the little dot that was in the middle here. So for this is we're gonna do the cut and paste and turn it into the car. So I need to add a new data series. So I'm going to call this one icon. Oh, I could call it car. Let's call it car. And then I'm going to put equals and then the 45%. Okay. Now what I can do is I can right click on my chart and then select data. I'm going to add, the series name is car. If you remember in the lesson I said icon, it doesn't matter, whatever you want it to be, and I'm going to choose that value, the 45%, and click OK, and click OK. Unfortunately, as you can see, that has taken over the whole of my chart. Well, it's taken up to the 45% because it thinks I want a bar chart, and I don't want a bar chart. What I want is a scatter. So I'm going to go to change the chart type, and in combo here, instead of it saying clustered bar, I'm just going to choose the scatter and click OK. And here we have the dot, and here we have the axis that it's on. So if I click on that and change that to the axis option to, instead of being 0.5 to 1, okay, the dot moves up and down according to that. Now I've got that to 100, 0 to 100%, so I don't need to see that anymore because I know that that's now right, so I can just get rid of that. And if I go back to the select data, I'm going to edit car. I'm going to click on edit, and the series name, that's fine, but what I want to do is I want to copy this value and put it on the X value, on the X axis. So if you accidentally delete it, it doesn't matter, because what you can do is you can just tell it it's that 45%, and the Y values is 0.5 or 50%, so it's half of the actual height of the scale. So click OK and OK. There it is. There's my little dot right in the middle, exactly where I want it. This is where I go to insert, and I'm going to grab an icon of a car and click insert. There's my car. I want to make it a bit smaller. That'll do. Yep. And change the colour. So if I'm in the graphics, I'm going to change the graphics fill to, well, it could be anything you want really. Let's change it to that yellow. Copy that, Control and C. Click on the dot and Control and V. There's my car, but so I can get rid of it from there. It's stuck in the middle. I don't want that, so I can change this formula. So instead of equals C2, I say equals C2 minus 0.01 or 0.08, so 8%. That's too much. Okay, so I can play with that and put 6.6%. It's a bit closer. choose to, so I change that to 4 until I'm happy with where it is. That's fine by me, that works. I can check that that's okay, but if I change the 45%, let's change it to 65%. Yep, the car has moved. And if I change it to 25%, cars move back. Let's change it back to 45. And answering the question that Dave asked, how can we get, if I move this chart now, how can we get it so that the 45% stays with it? So we need to click on that, the 45% box, and the box for the actual chart itself. And in the shape format, we can go to group, and now they should move as one. Okay, and that's how you group them together so that they move as one. And we can check that that still works. That's it. That was how we did the infographic this morning. Hopefully that'll be a useful reminder to you, and we'll work on some more things like this next week. I will see you then.